love myself, and you give power and influence to the wrong people. Look how it turns out. You know, you have to hype yourself up when nobody else on the external side can keep up. You have Welcome to Ascension with V. Welcome back to Ascension with V. I'm your host, Stacia Jeanette, aka V, and this is my best friend Martina, and we are going to dive in on some things that we were just now talking about, and we're just gonna dive into all the things. Martina, please reintroduce yourself to everyone. She's been on here before, but I want her to give her opening as usual.
Hi there, I'm Martina. I'm the founder of Own Your Magic and also diving deep into starseed origin and where you originally come from, because that's literally the essence of your mission here on Earth as well. So yeah, I'm so happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
Always welcome here. And also, she has a podcast that you should check out as well. Please remind me of the name of it.
Called Own Your Magic.
I wanted to make sure that it was Own Your Magic, but I was like, is that the program or is that also the podcast? Because she has a program of that. So I was like, is it the program or is it the podcast?
Yeah, I
Okay.
know. I'm in the
So-
process of rebranding a lot of things. So
Yeah. Well, same. We all are. As we grow, you know, we change a whole lot of the things that we're doing. So literally same. But please check out her podcast as well. She's got some really good information, and she also channels a lot and she goes live often. So check her out on the social media as well. We were talking about an interesting topic before we hit record, and I was like, ooh, we need to start this now because this is it. This is juicy. And it's about there not being the past, the present, the future, and all the things coming together for the right now, for the here. All that we've been doing and working towards kind of coming together in this melting pot of the current being that you are, this incarnation for the here, for the now. Kind of now you've got all these tools in your toolbox from what we were perceiving as from illusionary past or future timelines or lifetimes. And we now have all of the skills, gifts, abilities, lessons, wisdoms available to us to use currently right now in this incarnation. Martina, what you got?
yeah, that's literally the conclusion I came to with this full moon. Also, I feel like there is a lot of portals that are currently open of remembrance, and you have, or I don't know if you have anything like me, like you constantly have insights and they come like flashes of a memory popping up, or like a full-on movie in front of your third eye explaining
Yes.
why you're here, or what purpose an experience served, or why you met certain people in your life, or the connections you have, whatever. And when I look back on my life, and I don't know how you experience that, it's like it's every piece of, or every situation I've walked through was part of the puzzle that is coming together right now. Like, I literally feel like I've lived through 3 or 4 lifetimes at least,
Multiple
up until
lifetimes.
now, just in this one life. Like,
this
how is this even
incarnation.
possible?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how I felt as well. Of like, I feel like I have done so many lifetimes worth of work in this 33 years of incarnation that I've been here. This physical incarnation in time. Like it's wild, and it kind of feels like, you know, like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking
I've
about,
never
that
been
anime
much into it, but I
where
know it.
it's like, but you know, so it's like when they gather all the Dragon Balls together, then they can like summon the dragon or what have you. It kind of feels like been gathering all the Dragon Balls, and like now I've got all of them kind of scooped up, and now I feel like I've like hulked up, and I'm like, yes, it's stepping into my ultimate power currently. And this is what it feels like for me, you know. But it also kind of feels like I don't know, kind of like a fever dream the last couple of years, like some weird, I don't know, like a weird dream almost. The life that I've lived up to this point the things that I've gone through, the things that I've experienced, the trials, the tribulations, the pain, the suffering, the lessons, the growth, it's like kind of unfathomable to look back on, like you said. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like a lot of people have or many who are waking up right now look back and like you've endured pain, you've endured suffering, you've endured so much that you were thinking like, how the hell did you even end up in those situations? And today as well, it just hit me like we didn't per se go through that because we 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 needed that or whatever, but it's been part of the training ground so we can actually help the people who are waking up now. It doesn't justify anything that we experience, but at the same time it's just been training ground. So you can connect with the sense of compassion, you can feel what love really means or the people who you are guiding, or you can know, okay, what people who endure poverty have gone through so you can lead them into wealth. But you need like the tools which you claimed during the experience you walked through. Yeah, so I was just explaining why like chosen souls or the ones awakening first or whatever you want to call them
Yeah.
um have endured so much like quote unquote pain or suffering or like strenuous life paths up until now. And to me, how it showed up today was like it's because we were meant to experience like to the depth of a layer what that actually means, so we can lead the people who we are meant to lead into enlightenment or love or peace or
Ascension.
joy, whatever, like all the high vibe emotions in a sense, because that's literally what it's all about. Because if we do not understand where they come from, it's not easy to lead, because why should they ever listen?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, we have a lot of that right now that's being exposed, cleaned up, and rid of currently. Whereas, like, there's a lot of people who are in leadership positions, whether it be spiritual or in organized religion, that have not gone through the proper initiation and processes of rite of passage of being able to know and understand exactly what it means to be in that position. Like, you can't just talk about it, like, you gotta be about it. You really need to know and understand what the process is like of essentially, being at the absolute lowest that you can be and working through up to the highest that you can go, and what better way than to have experienced it firsthand. Now we have a lot of experienced leaders that are getting ready to be born, that are about to be brought out, that are going to be on the forefront for people with the actual backed experience.
absolutely, and I feel like that will also change the whole ball game. Like I've done a light language initiation recently. I've been guided to support people in remembering their light language, their origin, and whatsoever. And what was interesting about it is that in like even in the like star seed cultures whatsoever, there is a hierarchy. Like it's not something that it's just on this planet that's got invented, but how hierarchy or how this to me how this is meant to be lived is in the deep inner knowing and understanding that every piece of the puzzle is the same important. Like it's
Yeah.
not about the king is more important than
Right. Yeah.
the other. No, that's been the wrong way of how it's been taught here on planet Earth.
Yeah.
But if we know, like, okay, I'm meant to lead so many people, I'm taking up my place so the other can too. And then the energy can flow as it's meant in a harmonious and beautiful way. And everyone will feel equally important in that. And that creates happiness, abundance, wealth, peace, whatever for everyone.
Yeah. It's a mutually beneficial across the board, especially when you know yourself and you know your power and you know who you are and what it is that you're meant to be doing. There's nothing that's more powerful than you being in your power and remembering who you are and what your worth is and what you deserve, and having and and putting in place your boundaries. Also, speaking your truth, having the courage to speak your truth and stand in your power, it's such a powerful and magnetic energy to be in, and it really does benefit other people across the board for the highest good when you're being your true authentic self. And it's like it's almost like when you play chess, right? Every single piece on the chessboard has its power and its ability, and moving each piece, there is a position and a role that all of them have to play, but they're all equally of important in order to get checkmate. Right? You have to
Mhm.
move the pawn first before you can move the knight, and you have to move the bishops. Like you have to have them all to win. You have to have them all.
Yes, and I think the dissonance here comes from when you're in a role that's just not your fit. And that, like, it can be anything. It can be that you're
Exactly.
going for the entrepreneurship when you're actually meant to be in a 9 to 5. Like, some people, I believe some people are probably meant for that path, but
Right.
more and more are waking up who are not meant for this path,
Right.
which again is also fine because in the grander scheme, there is a role for everyone. But social media, for example, it sometimes takes you away from your truthful desires, wishes, and wants. And when you come astray from that, you'll always feel somehow like you're lost or you're not belonging or you're whatever until you realize, wow, that was never my wish. But when you tune in with and dial in with what is truthfully for you, boom, that's
Right.
magnetic. That's
Right.
like attractive. That brings you everything you've desired and dreamed of and more.
Yes, exactly. It is in general, like social media and TV is it I think it was constructed with like a really beautiful goal in mind, but like it has become kind of more I feel like more harmful than good for a lot of people because most people don't know how to disconnect from it or separate themselves from it. So when you see, and not only that, but there's a lot of people who are on social media and they're just purposely posting things to make you think that they have a really great life or that they're doing X, Y, and Z or that they're living some really amazing lifestyle, or even when it comes down to businesses that like, if I have the right kind of marketing or the right kind of ad placement or whatever, it'll make you think that my business is this much better and greater than yours. But really, in the realness of it is there's a lot of people who are not doing great. There's a lot of people who are not happy. There's a lot of people who are not living the life that they're portraying on social media. And you are over here, looking at these things, feeling bad about yourself because you're being your authentic self and you're putting your stuff out there authentically and doing the things that your soul is guiding you to be doing, but you're feeling conflicted over, seeing other people in on social media living kind of a facade type lifestyle, thinking that you're behind or that you have made the wrong decision or choice when you have not. It's a lot of illusions, it's a lot of trickery, and if you're not able to be aware and cognizant of who and what you truly are and what it is that you're supposed to be doing, regardless of the noise or regardless of the outside or regardless of societal pressures or family pressures or whatever the case may be, of what you think you should be doing or where you should be going or whatever, you can very easily be swept up in the illusions. And this is now 2026 is a crumbling time of breaking out of what you thought you knew about yourself in the world and what it is that you were supposed to be doing. A lot of things, the old system collapses in 2026, and in 2027 we will rebuild, but this whole process leading up to next year is very much about letting go of these old personas and the facades and the illusions and the trickeries and, not knowing your authentic self. And Martina, I think you had something that you wanted to touch on about this as well. So I'm gonna pass it to you.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking like, yeah, on one side it is deceiving like with social media, but the great gift behind this, it's really like always pointing the finger right back at you. If you feel
Mhm.
bad about
Yes.
something, look at it and re-choose. Like you're not a victim to any of what is portrayed to you, but it's always like, hey, check in with yourself. Like, is this really your dream? Is this really your goal? Is this really what lights you up? And use it as a guiding system rather than something to give your energy away to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
has really like been a big learning lesson also for me because I don't know, the last week something really shifted on a more profound level where I'm like, I feel grounded in my choices. I feel grounded in who I am, which I've never had before. I'm like, oh wow, I love this feeling. But
Yes.
it never left it out that I had to go through the experience of comparison or through the experience of feeling like I'm behind or of the experience of I'll never make it, whatever
Yes.
the bullshit stories were that came
Yes.
along with
Yes.
all of that.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
part of the journey, and I think also we sometimes forget that the people who invented, let's say, Facebook or something else or Instagram, they also started with an idea like that wasn't fully like the full apple tree already.
Yes.
So they also know there is space to improve and whatnot. And so this is why not to give away your power and energy to someone else who is also constantly evolving and growing and improving on their stuff and has their own vision and their own dream. Like we don't know what Mark Zuckerberg's biggest vision or mission on life is.
Yeah.
He's the
Exactly.
only carrier of that. So don't let yourself be fooled
Right.
by a system.
Right, right, right. Or systems in general, again, like this, all that we have known as existence currently, like globally across the planet, whatever systems that we have had, the things that this world has been built on, a lot of it in general is changing now. It's crumbling now. And so there's a lot of things that, again, like I said, what we have been accustomed to or what people have been accustomed to for so long and in the way of thinking and doing and acting and existing, it's changing. It's collapsing now. And so now the need to know yourself authentically, have your heart chakra open, that sonar system out there pinging to be able to guide you and accurately read people, places, and things for what they truly are and feed it back to you on whether or not it is truly in alignment with your highest good, purpose, self, and destiny or not is crucial. And doing that work of really like looking back at yourself and understanding what your strengths and what your weaknesses are, what your likes and dislikes are. What is your energy like at ground zero? Who are you when nobody else is around? What is that energy like when you're sober? What is that energy like when you're just sitting with yourself? You have to know you fully, love and accept that version of you so you can never be or fall victim to anyone else, maybe their energy or their wants or needs or projections coming onto you, distorting who or what you are or where you're meant to be going as we go into this new existence, this new system that we're going into. So it's really important.
And
That's what
also,
I
I
got.
feel even astrological, we're moving from 14 years of Pisces in Neptune.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 14 years, it's a long
That's a
time.
long
I
time.
I mean, I recall what happened in those 14 years, and it's been a
Rough.
lifetime of its own.
Yeah, literally, that's what that's what I was getting ready to say, like, it was so crazy, so crazy. Yeah. Was it a lot of lessons, a lot of hard lessons and experience?
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Same.
I like it literally in 2011. I was thinking of calling it a quit with my apprentice I was in.
Yeah,
And then somehow I still chose to finish it, which I did in 2012. And then I moved to Canada for the first time in 2013. And I've traveled basically ever since until my daughter arrived, where I like somehow settled. But the settling was not an easy process.
right.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
freaking hard because I hated being inside for pretty much all of my life. And it took me some time to start really enjoying that as well. And then the guys I was dating, the relationships that kept breaking apart, spiritual's awakening that were happening, transitioning from a numerological 7-year period into a 3, like from super spiritual introverted into like bubbly, enthusiastic,
Yeah.
outgoing, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I could go
Literally.
on and on, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the emotional whiplash roller coaster of things that
Yeah.
were when I tell you, it felt like that entire that the last 14 years of my life, that has been very much like you said, but like I said, it felt like a like a nightmare and a fever dream all at once, like a really bad I don't know, it felt like a dream, you know, and it was filled with so many experiences where I was like, "What the what the fuck was that?" Like, what is going on? And it did. It felt like I not only that, but I had a lot of flip-flopping between, like, heavy, distorted masculine energy to, like, heavy feminine energy. Like, I went through periods where I was, like, very, very masculine and then, like, very, very feminine. And that in itself was, like I felt like I had whiplash. I felt like I had whiplash from that. And then I came through the process of essentially trying to put both sides and versions of myself together, my dark and my light, and my yin and my yang, and my masculine and my feminine, and then I was trying to bring the inner child back into it, and it was rough. It was rough. Like learned a lot. Learned a lot.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I made some not great choices with men as well, but also like no coincidences because without these things, like you were talking about the pain and the suffering and stuff, like had I not gone through the things that I had gone through, without that pain, I would not have been able to access a lot of the gifts and abilities that I have now because they literally they literally were forged from that. I know it sounds like super morbid, but the pain and suffering almost fueled and alchemized into something really beautiful for me in those parts. Like it sucked, but it was what I needed to push through to shed that past layer and become the next version. And each one of the not great guys that I chose was a role in that. They played a part in that. They showed me where I didn't love myself. They showed me where I was giving my power away. They showed me where I still had a lot of inner child wound healing, a lot of mommy wounds, a lot of daddy wounds, a lot of just trauma in general, a lot of where I was trying to people please, a lot of where I didn't have boundaries. And again, so like hindsight of it, it was a lot of people who came in my life and were mirrors for me. They just reflected, "Hey, here's all the things that you're still carrying around that you've not healed." And it's a lot of lessons, but a lot of healing and a lot of activations throughout the process. But man, what a trip. What a trip.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, it was similar because every time I would say, "So I'm calling in the love of my life now," and every
Yeah.
time the universe was sending me someone who would bring me back to myself eventually. Like,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and now it's changed because I'm like, okay, I love myself. I feel dialed in with my mission like I've never have before, and I know like no one is going to derail me from that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, I don't feel that, like, need for the volcanoes and the fireworks, and I just don't. And not that I'm not, like, looking forward to it being exciting and, like, enjoyable and all of that, but it doesn't need to be that, like, "Phew, phew, phew," anymore.
Even though it's totally going to be like I like you saying that, but I'm just letting you know like is
No,
going
but,
like
you know, it's
what
not
is going
coming
to be
from that already anxious, excited place. You know what I
overly
mean?
yes, yeah, overly like where's it at? When is it coming? When is it coming? When is it coming thing.
No, like
Yeah.
even with the last person I was with, like holy fuck, that was a roller coaster of its own.
Holy
Like
fuck.
that was like super highs, like to the like literally deepest lows from like
Yes,
trying
yes.
to trust to like facing fear, but like there was no escaping.
Yes,
So yeah.
yeah, but do you feel like Do you feel like you're at a point now to where, like, if someone came in because of how much healing and growth and, like, peace within yourself that you're at now? I'm asking because this is how I feel, so I'm trying to see if you feel similar. Do you feel like that if and when your person comes in, or just a person in general, what even if it's not this person, if a person comes in general, and, like, anything about them is, like, disrupting your peace, that you would very quickly be like, "I'm good. I'm good. I'm good."
I mean, I noticed it even with like the guy who lived in my house, right? It's been
Yeah.
a month and I was like, I'm good.
I'm good.
And a month
Yeah,
is like very short compared to 9 months and compared to 3.5 years before, you know? Like so
right.
that distance shortened like so
Quite a
much
bit.
that
Yeah,
yes, I've learned to trust myself in that regard.
same. Do you also feel like you just like, if it comes, you're great, and if not, you're great too?
Yes, because I
Same.
like even I enjoy so much like being like in excited about it, but at the same time I feel like being on my mission and knowing that I have people to lead, knowing that I'm here on a purpose, which I feel like I've been very much stepping into. Like,
Yes.
especially this month, like more
Yes.
so. This lights me up so much that the
Yeah.
rest is all bonus. Like,
Yeah,
literally.
exactly, exactly. Literally, I'm like, this is anything else outside of this. I like me doing my soul's purpose and being in the leadership position and being in my power and achieving the things that my heart and soul has been working so hard towards every lifetime leading up to this incarnation. Me finally doing the things like that's the chef's kiss for me. Like that's it. Like anything else is kind of like the like yeah, yeah, it's like a bonus, but, like, this is the meat and potatoes for me.
It really is. I think there is nothing more that it fulfills and enlightens us more than to create what we're here to really create.
Yes.
And even our person in that sense, it's part of that creation.
Yeah,
Like we are
exactly.
creating it. We
Yes.
we are getting more and more in tune with it.
Tune.
And it's
Yes.
just so brilliant. It's like yesterday I went to work and I was hearing the pomelos. What are they called? I know all the words but the English one right now.
Mm,
The birds that are you find them in every city.
like the
Pigeons.
pigeons? Pigeons.
Yes.
Yeah.
They flew over the city and I've heard them in all their different tonalities they can actually beep. And
No.
it was the most beautiful sound ever. And it lasted just for a moment. I was like, I was so amazed because I don't know, do you have that too that you go through your days currently and all of a sudden something you just zone in and it's
You
just
so
beyond beautiful? Like you're just like you're becoming like uberly aware of this very moment and it
yes.
feels like an hour. Like it doesn't
Yes.
feel like the few seconds it actually was. It just like time just
It's
stands
like
still and
yes.
like it's the full spectrum of everything and then you move on.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's a mine sounds silly compared to yours, but, like, I was at pelvic floor therapy yesterday, and when my therapist had went out to go help another guy, I was in the room and I was doing my stretch, and I leaned over and there was a window in front of me like this one in the room, and I happened to look, and literally as soon as I looked down, this cute little squirrel came right up to the window, and I was like, "Oh my god," and I was just there staring at this squirrel while he was just eating his little food, and he was just, like, so happy, and I'm just like that, I mean, I just zoned into it, and I was locked in for some time, and it couldn't have been more than, like, actually 30 seconds that I was staring at the squirrel, but it felt like I was there for, like, an hour. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that started for me when I used to live in Jasper. So 2018 or so, I've started to become very aware of like little moments like that.
Yes.
And since ever, it just keeps increasing. Like they become more and more and more. And like even with my daughter, sometimes I just have this very moment and I just soak it in, like in its fullest, like holding her little hand. And
Yeah,
oh
look at
my
this.
goodness, life is so beautiful. And
Yeah.
like I don't know, part of me is just treasuring every single moment that like just stands out.
Yes, exactly.
I really wish
Exactly.
everyone in this world experienced at least one of
At
those
least
moments in
once.
their life, like at
At least
least.
At least once. I like because it's fall here in Tennessee, and it's whenever I drive, I always leave my sunroof open so I can see out, and just looking at the leaves falling, even, like, now, like, I like watching the leaves fall, and I'm like, "It's just so pretty." Like, going over the little tree canopies, I'm like, "Look at the orange and the yellow colors." I'm like, "Oh, it's so beautiful." Like, it's so like when it snows, I like sitting in front of this window and seeing the individual snowflakes. Have you ever done that? You know what I'm talking about? Like when the snowflakes are falling and then sometimes hyperfixating so closely on one that you can almost see the pattern in the snowflake?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. It's little things because I think when we do this, a lot shifts and changes around us. Do you know what I mean? When we're here and we're just like in that present moment, while we're just there focused on that and nothing else, I think that's when a lot of quantum leaps and shifts and changes take place. A lot of stuff happens, when you're
And not
not.
just for us, but for
Yeah,
everyone.
for everyone. Yeah.
This week, I know one of the guys, he collects like a lot of things. He goes to the flea market a lot with the stuff he like collects. And anyway, so I was working on a piece and there had like this very like almost ancient nail. So I
Oh,
I
okay.
hammered it out and I brought it and said, "Hey, are you also collecting those like specific nails?" And then I gave it to him and usually he's like the grumpy guy, like no one really likes him. Like he has really a
Damn.
his energy like could use a lot of love, like
Right.
a lot of love. And so I caught myself how I would like start to fall into the same pattern of everyone else, how they would talk about him. I'm like, actually, I don't want to support that. Like, he is a
Right.
human being as well. Like, he has his own stuff and like a lot of stuff to deal with, probably. But anyway, so in that moment, I brought him this nail, and you could literally see how his entire energy feel relaxed and shifted for this like 1 or 2 seconds. And it
Yes.
was so nice to see, like, with such a small gesture, you can move mountains, like
Absolutely.
literally.
Absolutely. Yeah, like it doesn't matter what it is that you do. Even if you hold the door open for somebody or you like smile at someone or you say hi to someone, whatever wave at somebody. Just giving somebody a smile, like even if it could be somebody that nobody ever smiles at. Do you know what I mean? You just smiling at somebody, like you don't know that smile could have saved somebody from like jumping off the ledge. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I was there, and I had one person that was super kind to me one day, and it literally did stop me from wanting to take my life. So like it's
Wow.
it's it's like a real thing when you can reciprocate just little acts of kindness to people. It's a big deal. It impacts
It
people more than
really,
it does. It impacts people more than you think it does. Just little things, little things. Yeah, I got emotional. Yeah, I'm like, I got emotional talking about that.
yeah, I can imagine because it's like also a big story. And I feel like, yeah, it's just nice to be able on, yeah.
Martina said, and yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what else you got? Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look, Martina. Yeah, I know. Every time I talk to you, it's always some form of waterworks. It's your triple water sign. In case y'all didn't know, Martina is a triple water sign. So literally, if you need any kind of emotional work, healing sessions, Martina's the person to go to. Book a session with Martina if you need to process your emotions. Cause she's going regardless whether you want to deal with them or not, she will bring the emotions out of you. Whatever is waiting to be bubbled up to the surface that you've been suppressing, Martina's energy will trigger your emotions to come out, regardless whether you want to or not. Please book a session with Martina so she can get so she can get you on the straight and narrow with your emotions. Really, honestly, she got that nurturing Cancerian energy, that mother earth loving energy, and then the rest of her water signs just come in like the tidal wave and force you to acknowledge your emotions and release them. Book a session with Martina. I'm telling you.
That's funny.
It's the truth though, really honestly. We've been friends for some time now, and there's not been one time that like I've been able to talk to Martina without having some sort of emotional
But you've tried
crying.
very hard.
I do try. Yeah, like I do try. Cause I feel
But
like
you know,
I
it's
feel like
really funny because Even most of the people who come or have lived here in the house, like I saw probably almost all of them have tears in their eyes at some point.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I said that when we first met. I'm like, the power that you hold is the ability to make people acknowledge their emotions. Really honestly, like that is one of your biggest, most prominent gifts is the emotions. A lot of people will run from you because of it, but like regardless, when you come in contact with them, it's already happened. So like whether you stick around to deal with it or not, like it like you're they still get the activation. So I guarantee anyone who has met you and has run from you, they went home and cried later.
That would be quite funny.
I'm serious though. They definitely went home and cried. Like, cause you can't avoid it. Like, even if I hung up from the call right now, like, and I
I
didn't,
would
like,
get cry.
I'd still crawl. Yeah, like that's just part of it. That's your gift. That's a gift of yours. Do you want to talk about this 31 Atlas thing?
Yeah, I'm really curious because so Station and I we were actually connecting about that before. I know it's a big deal like all over the what should I call the spiritual media or whatever. Like I hear
Whatever.
people talk about it like from left to right. And
Right.
I'm really curious on your perspective because I obviously made my own connection up until now, but I want to hear from you.
I'm gonna keep it a buck hundred. I haven't indulged into it too much, but just what I feel like I do feel like it's very in alignment with what's happening next year. I know I don't know what their predicted time was because again, like I said, I haven't kept up with it. I don't know the details, but I know that the collapse happens next year. And whether this that's en route to us is a contributing factor or not, I don't know. But I feel that it's bringing with it a lot of change and a lot of activation within us. I mean, like we're going through it currently. We're experiencing activations currently, but the energy that's attached to it is just what I can feel. I do feel it's a polarizing and activating energy attached to whatever it may be, right? And that energy is creating a mass awakening effect, I feel like, for a lot of people, but it has something to do with the collapse of the old system.
Yeah, like so before I didn't really inform myself because I didn't feel any resonance. I have to be very honest.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I talked to another friend of mine who I have, like, who is super in tune with these like things and whatnot. And anyway, she said also, or like it's also been mentioned, it's a mothership of like many star seeds being on board and whatnot. Like there's like a lot of different beliefs around it. And I know some people get like extremely excited about it. It's like it feels like the savior is coming or whatnot. That's not how I perceive it.
Right,
Because to me, when I tune in with the energy, it definitely activates my solar plexus and like
right.
such a deep sense of love and satisfaction and just pure bliss and joy. That's what I feel. But that also to me means like it enhances what you've said, the remembrance, it enhances the higher vibrations that we carry within ourselves. They are overweighing whatever residue has been left from the other. Yeah, like whatever muck you've been carrying, it's falling off. Like it's like so in alignment with astrology as well, where we move from Pisces into Aries, like in Neptune, which also brings that forward momentum and movement. And like I found it interesting because I have my Neptune placement in Capricorn, which is around finances, so that's been a little bit like on and off for me and whatnot. But I know it's stabilizing now with this change. So wherever you have your Neptune placement in your chart, I highly recommend to have a look at it and then to see which is the main theme of that, which has been playing out literally over the past 14 years, that is changing now. And like this mothership or 3i Atlas or whatever you want to call it is like enhancing abundance, prosperity, love, like whatever, like in the highest version of your beingness.
Yeah.
Like that's my perception of the whole thing.
Exactly. But something that I wanted to ask on is with the Neptune and Aries situation, what all do you feel attached to that energy outside of just just that? Like, what do you feel like changes are going to be brought from this shift?
Well, for me, it feels like the one thing is the forward momentum. Like also when I'm creating currently, there is no stop to it. Like I want to. It's like a deep inner craving that took place that I didn't have before.
Okay.
Being very aligned with your soul mission. Like Aries
Yeah, yeah, I feel that.
doesn't like squander, like it's not about like or insecurity. No, it's like crystal clear, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm heading. And so many people who are awakening, they will use that power to like be crystal clear forward with their mission, with their words, with their actions. And there's not much fog around it, you know, the dizziness or the blurriness around it, or like being caught up in illusions or being like delusional about certain things. That all is falling away, and you'll just have that, and you're just zoned in.
Yes, yes.
That's how
Yeah.
I feel it.
That explains it, like, cause I'm Aries rising, so, like, I've felt that I'm like, "This is what I'm doing, and this is what's happening, and this is the thing," and I didn't know up until speaking with you that that's what it was, that was what was the energy behind it. I just felt the energy, and whenever I would be doing the weekly readings, I would feel it. I'd be like, "This is really good energy. This is good energy,"
It's fun.
It's good, right. This is top tier energy.
But you should really look up on your astrology chart where your Neptune placement is, like in which house and what, like for me, it's in house 2 and in Capricorn, which is both earth signs. It's both like Capricorn is very much about career, Taurus is about enjoyment, about fulfillment, about like abundance, like blah, blah, blah. And so this for me will be where the clarity finally is settling.
Would you say yours was in?
Capricorn and house 2, which is the house of Taurus.
Mine is in Capricorn, house 10,
Yeah, so you have it in,
the
wow,
house of
yours is
career
both in Capricorn.
and career.
So you'll be like super dialed in with your career, like wherever
Yeah.
you haven't been fully owning your truth or your mission, it's falling off. You'll be crystal clear about it. And like the ambitious side of you will take over, like whatever your stories or old identities were about, I can't, or I'm too tired, or whatever. Like it, and again, like that's free of judgment, it will fall away and you'll be just dialed in. Like there is no
Stop.
there, like there's literally no stop.
No stop. Literally, this is no stop. Nonstop energy. Yeah. Very interesting. I again, when you watch this reading, I've mentioned this. I don't know if you saw the one of last week's either, but I've mentioned this. I'm like, where it's going to be next year is also for me, it's my 3 year of being like public, of publicity. And I was like, oh, this feels like some very busy career wise a year of next year, which is insane. Very crazy. I didn't know that until obviously
No,
this moment.
it's crazy and it's fun because you've set the groundwork. Like you've been really tuning in, right, with where you want to place your energy, like setting boundaries, like honoring you first and then everyone else, which is like exactly how we're meant to go and whatnot. And maybe it seemed like sometimes you were stopped by certain conditions, but that actually was only to become crystal clear about your boundaries and about like your needs and whatnot. So it will become much more at ease. Also, I believe with your body.
Yeah.
Like either you're gonna find the right people who support you or you're gonna find the perfect supplements, whatever it is that will make that much more easy, but because you learn to honor your energy.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that's the biggest thing is learning to again honor the body and honor your energy because again not all of us for me it's been trying to live and act the way that other people or that society has wanted, you know what I'm saying, oh, you have to press forward but also being a projector, like I don't have it. I don't have the constant energy.
Well,
I just
conquer that a little bit
yes.
challenge it a little bit. I know you
Yeah.
don't, but then like Taylor Swift, for example, she's a projector as well. And I mean, I don't want to compare at all. Like I know it's and I'm not saying it to you actually, I'm saying it to anyone,
Everyone. Yes.
like all protectors out there, because we need you guys so
Yeah,
much
exactly. Yeah.
with your wisdom, with your words. And this is my invitation to all protectors out there. Like I know it's coming from a generator, and you're gonna say, you don't understand shit and blah 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 blah. And maybe I don't, but I don't need to because I know when you know what works for you and you are lit up with where you can bring in your voice, you will
Yeah.
have energy.
You do
And you
have energy.
have the
Yeah.
energy from your
Yeah.
people, and you're gonna use it and you're gonna run with it, and you're gonna look back to this day, listen to me very closely, and believe, like, I can't believe I said I have no energy. It's not true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Because
and that
just
is
because
true.
you have an open center, it doesn't mean like you don't have it. You just actually feel where people use their energy in the wrong sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It is true. Like there the times that I'm in alignment with everything that I'm doing, like and I'm lit up, I'm like, I can do this all day. This is great.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, this is great." But then so I've noticed with myself of like when it's stuff that is not in alignment with me, like my energy's gone. Like there is
Yes.
nothing.
You need a team. Like
Yeah.
it's that easy. You need a team. And I think that when you understand that, you become the most powerful leader there is because you learn to outsource, you learn to that's also self-care. That's like, okay, what do you need to actually be the voice you're here to be?
No, wait, what happened? You back? Okay.
I need to charge my phone.
Okay, okay. But yeah, you're right. Let me wrap this up. What else did you want to talk about?
I'll be right back. I have to grab my charger and the key.
Okay.
So ooh, I just found a glass splinter on the ground.
No.
What fun!
No.
Hmm?
I said no.
Yeah, anyway, I'm not here to teach protectors, but I know that
Yes. What else? What else do you want to talk about before we hop off? We're at 47 minutes till we've been on
I
here for
know
some
it's
time.
been a
Yeah,
long
like
while
it's been
podcast.
it's been forever. Yeah, like it's been forever.
No, I think for the podcast I'm good, but I'm curious about the B52 250. Can't even say it. I want to know more, like
About what?
about everything.
Okay. Well, let me do my sign off here on this. Thank you guys so much for being
Oh,
here with us and going through going through the things. Don't forget you can reach out to Martina. I will have her Instagram and things in the description box below, and you can apply to work one-on-one with me or book a recorded reading. And the new Earth Guidebook to Healing and Ascension is available on Amazon. And until next time, I'll see you guys.